Hey people, I'm on my way to Vancouver right now. I'm meeting up with Michael because he has my bike, and today is a big day. The fireblade is finally getting tuned. If you're new to my content or you just don't really follow what I post, for the better half of a year I have been building a 2005 CBR1000RR fireblade SP1, and getting it tuned was one of the final things on my checklist to make this bike run really nicely. And run nicely it should, right? Surely, with all the factory restrictions I took off and all of the aftermarket modifications I added, this bike is set to run real nice. I thought at this point that I had sorted out the majority of the problems, and I was feeling confident handing it over to the tuner. For clarification, I'm giving my bike to BLR Tuning up in Vancouver. I have never worked with their shop before, let alone had a bike tuned before. Supposedly, the fireblade, when I got it, was making about 185 wheel horsepower with just the Yoshimura slip-on and the Power Commander 5. I stripped out so many parts and added so many other custom things that it was set to make up in the 190 range. For clarification, this was not a dyno tune, but a non-dyno tune. This is just regular AFR tuning and revving the bike and seeing how it goes and stuff like that. My expectations were pretty good. I felt like the tune was going to have a great outcome, so I left with no worry in my mind. I ended up going over to quarter off fabrication and picking up the plate bracket for my tail fairing. Chase did a really good job on this. I'm super happy with it, and I can't wait to throw it on. This was before I sanded the part down and painted it black. And that's where the good news stopped. I got a phone call from Bill where he informed me I was missing something very important: the CAN cable. The CAN cable would make or break the tuning session. I didn't know I needed it. In this case, the CAN cable makes sure that the Power Commander and the ignition module can talk to each other so that the system works correctly and all the features of the ignition module can be used. Luckily, I had an extra cable under the seat. So, I sit back, I relaxed, I thought that was my karma for the day, and I went on thinking the tune was going fine. Until I got this photo from Bill. I would soon find out that this was the indication of a part that had previously failed me coming to fail me again. I already had to call a favor on Michael for getting me there in the first place, but now I had to call on another friend, my buddy Taylor, to get me there to potentially fix the bike or even have it towed home because Bill couldn't tell me exactly what was wrong, and when I got there, this is what I found.
Say what?
Yeah, that's not good. And that's even worse. In short, the coolant connector that had already failed me twice previously has failed me again, but in another place. So, me and Taylor set off to Home Depot to come up with a fix for the problem. Look at that smile. We did end up finding something that worked in the form of this brass 3-piece connector. My confidence was not high, but I was not towing this bike home. Yeah, look at this dude. Around the world. Yeah, get out of here. Yeah, you get out of here. You go by. He's still here. Okay, well, using the materials I bought and some Home Depot things, we were able to put a fitting on there temporarily. I have put my whole weight of my hand on it and it does not move. And thank you. So we're gonna see if this works. I've run the coolant through it, burped it. Honestly, I'm just gonna go home and we're just gonna pray. I did not end up getting the GoPro set up because obviously thing had an issue, but the tuning was completed. So, yeah. And at the end of the day, that's all that matters, because despite it giving me a massive headache and a small heart attack, the bike did make it through the tuning session and it runs and rides really well. I'm grateful for Bill for taking on my very heavily modified, sketchy motorcycle and tuning it for me, and dealing with the coolant that I left all over his shop floor. Bill's a really great guy, and I recommend anyone working with him. At the time of this video being posted, you've probably already seen me out on this motorcycle as I'm trusting the fix that I gave it. It's been working really well, and actually the joint holds the coolant hoses in a more comfortable position than the factory Honda connector did. Though I've learned from my past mistakes, and I am set to have Corduroy Fabrication make me some custom coolant hose joints just to be safe. And yes, this bike is very fast. And it sounds phenomenal.
And that brings us to right now. The bike's back at the house, and I need to put it up on the stands and see if I can do some more diagnostic work to it. There are a few events today that would be great to go to, but I'm not even sure if I'm going to go. I'm not even sure if I'm going to be able to bring it. If I can, that'd be great, but let's get started and see what happens.
I did end up being able to go to the events I wanted to that day, and it was very nice going out and being able to see everyone and talk to everyone. I hadn't seen a lot of these people in a long time, and they were happy to see the Fireblade out and about, and it just was a really good time for me to catch up.
So unfortunately, while the fans may not work, the trip to BLR was not completely unsuccessful, and something else cool really does work.
That was my two-step launch control. BLR Tuning actually sells a kit for the Fireblade and many other motorcycles for a push-button launch control. He informed me that without the ignition module, I would not have been able to have it, so going back to earlier in the video, that is why having the CAN cable was so important. The power commander and the ignition module needed to talk to each other so that the launch control could be activated and the fuel system could respond accordingly. But as the days went on, more went wrong with the motorcycle. Because of course it did. One of the highlights being my screw-on gas cap locking up on me. How annoying. For a while this gas cap worked really well and I did enjoy the blue color, but I knew that it might cause me a problem in the future as the threads between the gas cap and the part that sits on the tank were not perfectly matched, and with enough pressure built up in the tank it seized on me and I actually had to use my knife to get it off. So as I learned with a few other parts on the bike, putting the original thing back on was better than any aftermarket solution. I just wish that some of these parts worked better as they were aesthetically appealing to me. But that wasn't it. Do you notice anything wrong with this image? If you haven't noticed, one of my frame sliders is missing. I've lost yet another part to the highway. I thought these frame sliders were installed correctly. They came with the motorcycle, and I thought nothing of it. I thought they were Loctited, and clearly, I was wrong. And with that, you're pretty much caught up with what's happening with the Fireblade. Besides shedding parts on the highway and having a sketchy coolant hose setup, bike runs really good. I'm super happy with it, and I think I'm almost at a point where I can push it aside and start working on other stuff like my Project CRX and saving for a car because, I'm not going to have the TLX forever. I need my own vehicle at some point that drives. If you enjoyed this video, like it, I guess. That'd be pretty cool. I don't know. I've only gotten like 2 or 3 likes on my videos so far, and it's like, can I get like 4 or 5? It's a very rewarding feeling getting attention on these YouTube videos just starting out, because it's like, at least some people care about what I'm posting, and that makes me feel good. So if you stuck around to the end, thank you, and I appreciate it. Stick around for the next one, and really follow my Instagram too, because I mainly post on Instagram. I do reels, I do funny videos, I do postings of more detailed content, but in a smaller format, more palatable format. I also post here, but Instagram is mainly where I do it. So if you care, that's where I'll be. And I guess that's a good way to end it. Thanks for watching.